So a few years back, I came across a website called Project Implicit, and I took one of the tests. So it's basically produced by a bunch of Harvard researchers, and they're measuring unconscious bias. And I see people nodding. Most of you probably already know this, but it was new to me at the time. And what they did was they measured the amount of time it takes you to associate, for example, in the test I took, images of men with words that relate to work in comparison to images of women with words that relate to work. And to my horror, I came out as being strongly biased against women in the workplace. Now, this is unconscious bias. This didn't speak to my values, but it was shocking to me. In fact, so much so that I was basically like, yeah, what do those Harvard researchers know? You know. And I was in denial about the results. But then a very wise person pointed out to me that for the better part of 25 years, I was showing up to workplaces, because I work in digital media, that were dominated by men, so I was mostly seeing men around me. And in the role that I was in at the time, I was showing up to board meetings where most of my colleagues were men. And that thing about seeing images of men in the workplace was just, having its way with my brain. That's what I saw. That's what I associated. So I stopped blaming myself, and I moved on, and I thought to myself, okay, well, what can I do within the department that I lead? I've been feeling pretty good about our gender balance. Not that it was anywhere near 50-50. We were about 36% women at the time. But I've been feeling pretty good because I knew that that was better than the industry average for people in my field, which was user experience and design, which is more like 22% or something like that. But I thought, you know what, actually maybe we can do more, and at least in my little slice of the world, there will be more of us seeing more images of women in the workplace. So we did some standard things that probably all of you already know, but we did things like, first I did a roll your own, a DIY unconscious bias training for my top 2 teams of leaders. I just got videos off the internet, that kind of thing. I made everybody take the unconscious bias test. And then I got that group to work with me to decide which actions we really felt comfortable and committed to taking to help raise the percentages. And so we did just a few simple things. We did the review of our job descriptions to get rid of language that statistically attracts men more than it does women. We introduced a policy around always having one female at least on the short list for open roles that we were recruiting. And we also did something which is so simple, and yet it made a big difference. We just committed to every 3 or 4 months just looking at the stats, just every 3 or 4 months as a leadership team, looking at how we were doing with the percentages at each level, and just keeping the conversation alive and kind of front of mind. And I think that may have even had the biggest impact overall, I'm not sure. But in any event, we were able to raise the percentages from about 36% to 43% over the course of a couple of years. Ooh! Okay, that's it.